is Crystal with Pineapple Papers, and it is the 25th. So it is the last Saturday of July for Off the Board. So today's pen actually comes from the silos at Magnolia. Well, I don't know if it's called Magnolia Farm, the actual store at the silos. I'm not really sure, but the store that Joanna Gaines has in Texas. So I just thought it was super cool. But what I was super drawn to was the quote. So I think this went into my quotes board, which is where I pulled it from. But I was like super in love with the whole thing. So I decided that I was going to be inspired by the whole picture. So the first thing I did was go through my alphas and all of my gold and metallic alphas. So I did like gold and copper. I didn't do any silver. I spelled out the quote on some wax paper. Then I went in my stash and I tried to find some tannish brown papers. And here I am looking at the branding strips because I'm going, gosh, this paper has got to be super old. And I couldn't find a date on it. So I'm looking at the inspiration piece and there's this big chunk out of it. And I was like, oh, I need to fill in this big chunk first. So I grabbed some cardboard. I was taking the recycling out. This is just part of a box lid from a Bay box from Costco. And I tore it so you could see the insides to kind of mimic the insides of the wall that you see in the inspiration piece. And then because it is cardboard, I knew that I now needed to pop up the rest of the layout because otherwise that portion would like sag. Because there's so much, like that cardboard was thick. And I know you can actually buy like corrugated paper, which I did look for first to go the easy route. And then realized that I didn't have any, so I used real cardboard. So I just tore a piece of the paper out, added the cardboard in. I'm using some fun foam to go around the edges. And then I had cut down my paper like an inch on two sides. And then I'm going to back it with this old October Afternoon paper. And it did have a date. It was from 2014, I believe. But I do kind of wish that I wouldn't have gutted it because now the whole thing kind of sags. It's a little weird. So there I am feeling like I don't know what I need to do with this. So I may put a backing sheet on it and put some fun foam in the center as well to give it some stability. I haven't quite decided yet. So you can see in the inspiration piece there is like a torn extra piece on top. So that is what I am doing with this paper. It is a Maggie Holmes paper. I'm not sure what collection. I could probably figure it out if you needed to know. If you do, leave me a comment down below. So I went ahead and off screen took the quote off the wax paper and put it on the paper. And now I am going to map my photo with the piece that I gutted and then the rest of that Maggie Holmes paper and then some of that kind of champagne-y glitter paper from the Box of Crayons project pad that was on my desk initially. So this picture is of me, which is kind of funny to even have a picture of me, especially kind of like this. So this was January of last year, and we had gone to Disney Springs, which is like downtown Disney for Disney World. And I saw this hat and I really liked it. So I was actually sending the selfie to my husband about the hat. He was in a class. But by the time he got back to me, we had already moved on. So I didn't actually buy the hat, but I actually kind of like it. I'm not usually a hat person, but I did like this one. So that's why I have this selfie of me, which is kind of funny. And I really had wanted to use this inspirational quote for one of my kids. But then I decided, you know what? Sometimes we need that little bit of inspiration for ourselves as well. So I decided, yep, I am going to put a photo of me on there. So I am just adding a couple of hearts and stars in the gold thickers from this thicker pack, and then one of the alphas as well. And I do off camera actually glue down the title, because some of the thickers, you know, they just don't do well. So I'm looking to see if there's anything else in my thicker packs that I can add, because I just don't feel like this needs a ton of embellishing. I do grab 3 of these leaf pieces and put them in 3 different spots on the layout. And I love this one tucked in right there. And I think, oh, here you go, it's done. And I set it down and I was like, no, it needs something else. It needs these sequins. So these are Hexalove, and they have like solid hexagons, open hexagons, and then some circle sequins that are very glittery. And so I add my Nuvo Deluxe adhesive, and then I went searching for my Crystal Katana, and I can't find it. So, which just tells me that it's officially time I have to clean up my desk, because I am not sure that I have cleaned this entire month, which is a little scary because I have made 25 layouts, and yeah, I'm messy. And so now I've lost my Crystal Katana. So I think tonight is the night that I am going to actually clean my craft room. So hopefully that happens, because I need it desperately. Because let me tell you, picking them up by hand and sticking them down, not the greatest. I did, instead of sticking them down with my finger, did open my Nuvo Deluxe adhesive and just stick it down with that. I figured it wasn't a big deal if I got glue on the top of that. So I'm not actually adding glue on top of it. I'm just using it to push it down. So now my layout is officially done, and I do have a couple of close-ups here for you. If you have any questions, leave them down below. Make sure you check out the description box for Off the Board. And check out Moira and Maggie and Kathy and Daisy and Miranda and Dolly today. And remember to wear your crown, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.